So on the Athena product, you signed this big client. What did they have to see? What you I imagine your sales teams were in there,
Correct.
and they were,
Yeah,
responding to that voice need. What did they want to see
correct.
before they kind of got that level of trust?
Yeah, let me step back. So sorry, and I think you asked me that question. I didn't get tell you what how so your trust, ability to show that we can deploy technology and then ultimately kind of operationalize that. Okay. Now, the Athena part of our business is actually we have taken the entire Parthenon approach and converted that into agents, right? So the data ingestion is done through intelligent agents. Okay, the integration is done through intelligent agents. Okay? And then visualization is done through intelligent agents. Those agents then get orchestrated through a workflow, okay, and through use cases, depending upon the questions that people are asking, that a workflow is determined through the use cases. So those are our IP is built around those intelligent agents as well as workflows. Now, what you our interface for that is in Athena is a conversational interface, right? And by the way, we can deploy this using any LLM on any customer stack because there are some kind of checkboxes that you have to sign, kind of check off before you can kind of do this in an enterprise fashion. So the way we sold it is very simple. Look, we can solve this problem. Okay, here's our conversational interface. Start asking questions. So in a meeting, you just like not even do a demo or there is no slideware, nothing. You just go with the, it's like, okay, log into this. Here's an instance. Okay, obviously it doesn't have your data, but similar data. Start asking questions. And just like you go to ChatGPT, it starts giving you a narrative on those questions. Supporting data shows up, reports can show up. If, and they click on it, they ask follow-up questions, etc., etc. It doesn't hallucinate. It gives the right answers, gives the same insights. The demo sells itself at that point. And it's like, okay, can you do this? Can you implement this fast? Sure, we can do that. So that's kind of the sales process. Now, obviously, then there is a whole MSA and contracting process, which in big pharma is a long process. And there are all kinds of people who need to sign off, starting from IT to law, legal. So that takes some time.
Well, and I like the way you describe it as kind of this
Mm,
Athena
mm.
goddess at the top and the Parthenon as the foundation.
Yeah.
Your Parthenon product, the CI Parthenon's been in market for almost, I think, 6 years. So it's interesting because you've been collecting all that data on all these different deployments for that long. What surprised you in that data, and what didn't you expect to see, or vice versa?
Uh, I don't know if we got any surprises from a data perspective, right? I think if that's your question, because we kind of understand the industry. Uh, so Parthenon is not a data collection, just to correct you a little bit. Okay, it's actually it takes third-party data or customers' own data and integrates it and converts them into these applications, which are ultimately used by customers. Okay, the learning I think from our perspective has been that as customers use these systems, right? Okay, and they get faster insights. Their demand for faster and faster analytics goes up. So what we are seeing is like, well, there is almost if it is possible for you to provide an insight so fast and so in a such a easily consumable manner, okay, they tend to ask more and more questions, okay, and that's where they start seeing the power of kind of this integrated non-server platform. And now with Athena, just being able to deploy and ask questions. See, the benefit of something like Athena with a conversational interface is you're just asking questions. You don't even need to train them, right? And on, we had to still tell them, okay, follow a workflow to look for this data. You got to be trained and go here, etc. Whereas in conversational interface, you just ask questions, you get answers, and then you can do deep diving and etc. So it's very executive audience friendly. Okay, from that perspective.